DIY.
DIYers, I debated whether or not to even do this particular reaction to this quote unquote leaked verse. And then the more that I started to listen to this supposed leaked verse of Kendrick Lamar on Chains and Whip off the new Clipse album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, the more I started to believe this ain't no damn leak. If you didn't know, Clipse was hosting a private listening event over in Paris, France. An event that I'm sure if they wanted nothing to leak, they would tell people, here's a basket, drop your phone. Nonetheless, this verse actually dropped, and it's not even a full verse from what I'm being told. This verse dropped, and the internet went absolutely insane. Let me get the button. Insane.
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Not only were people excited to hear some new Kendrick, obviously there's a lot of controversy on this verse already. It's partly the reason that Def Jam was like, we can't put our hands to it. Y'all got to figure this out. Let's just go ahead and how about you pay us and we'll drop you. We'll talk about that in a second. Pusha T gives more information in the podcast. But damn it, Kendrick about to do it again. If we reacting like this to a snippet, I'm going to play 2 snippets of this because it's not the full verse. We still going to break it down. I can't imagine what it's like when we get the full song. But that being said, here's the first snippet that we got. I believe this might be from AZ Chike's phone, if I'm not mistaken.
You say and they ignore his voice, and then you realize that the devil is talking to you.
I'm not the candidate to vibe with. I don't fuck with the kumbaya shit. All that talent must be God sent. I send your ass back to the cosmics. The things I seen under my eyelids, kaleidoscope dreams, murder and sirens. Let's be clear, hip hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim. How many Judasists that let me down? But fuck it, the West Mines, we right now.
Hey, Cole, you listening? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. You be a messy. Let's go.
Therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me how I don't give a fuck. The 2-time Gemini with the genocide. I'm generous, however you want it. I'll be the gentle kind. Gentlemen and gangsters connect. The agenda of mine. Move niggas up out of here. This shit get gentrified. Heavy jeans like Genevieve's. I drop your Pentagon and show up at your gender reveal. And tell them, give me mine. I son niggas. I am the general. Wear my gin and juice. Every song in the book of Genesis. Let the sonics boom.
Hey, Drake, you listening? We're going to break that down in a second. Don't worry about it.
Niggas want the tea on me. Well, here's the ginger root. I generate residuals, bitch.
Niggas want the tea on me. Here's a ginger root. We got to break it down. Keep it going. Okay, that was that one. Let's go to the next one then. This one was shot, I guess, from a different angle, closer to Pharrell, Malice, and Pusha T. It also gives us the end of that verse, too.
Send your ass back to the cosmics. The things I seen under my eyelids, kaleidoscope dreams, murder and sirens. Let's be clear, hip hop died again.
First of all, this is why I think the leaks are strategic as well, because look at what we're doing. Just think about this for a second. They know very well, this marketing team, Rock Nation, and the Clipse, and Pharrell, they've been around long enough to know the way that the internet grabs on to the smallest thing and expands it into content that lasts for a few days, right? Or a few weeks, whatever. It depends on what kind of content it is. They know this. The fact that we're listening to versions of the song that are not even the highest quality tells you how strong the demand is. Just got to make sure I mention that. Also, it shows you how out of your mind, Pharrell, sir, that you have been on this production. I love seeing you catch this 3rd or 4th win. This is amazing.
Half of my profits may go to Rakim. How many Judasists that let me down? Well, fuck it, the West Mines, we right now. Therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me how to give a fuck. The 2-time Gemini with the genocide. I'm generous, however you want it. I'll be the gentle kind. Gentlemen and gangsters connect. The agenda of mine. Move niggas up out of here. This shit get gentrified. Heavy jeans like Genevieve's. I drop your Pentagon and show up at your gender reveal. And tell them, give me mine. I son niggas. I am the general. Wear my gin and juice. Every song in the book of Genesis. Let the sonics boom. Niggas want the tea on me. Well, here's the ginger root. I generate residuals, bitch. Get off my genitals. They say I couldn't reach Gen Z. You fucking dickheads. You must be full of that ginseng. Here comes the jinx, yeah. They genetics been synthetic. Screaming they genius. A finger wave, they all fall. Niggas is Jenga. God gave me light. A good year.
Restoring that feeling, I'm telling you right now. This wasn't the only leak. We're not gonna talk about the other ones, even though Nas one of my favorite rappers. We gonna wait. Somebody popped up out of nowhere and said, "Hey, yo, Curtis, you heard the new Curtis? You know the new Kendrick joint? Gin, Ginny, Ginny, Gin, Ryan." I don't know why he typed Gin so many times. I got the point the first time. Come outside, boy. That sounds racist. Don't even know who the hell this person is. What you gotta say now? And then they added academics twice. Okay. Why would you do that? Oh, because there's a verse. There's a verse here from Drake that we broke down. When Maul said that whole crazy shit about Drake out rapping Kendrick, I'm gonna give you a refresher in case you forgot this particular portion, because we're gonna break down this Chains and Whip verse, but there's a portion of it that we really gotta stretch on this one. Matter of fact, let's wait on that. Let's get here. Stove got my apologies again. The chat going crazy. I'm sorry. My brain is moving 1,000,000 miles per hour. Kendrick Lamar says on this portion, "I'm not the candidate to vibe with. I don't F with the kumbaya shit." I want to make sure you can see it on your end like this. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I don't vibe with the kumbaya shit. All that talent must be God sent. I sent your ass back to the cosmics. The things I seen under my eyelids. Kaleidoscope dreams, murder and sirens. Let's be clear, hip hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim. That's such a fire line, because you got to play on profits, talking about first of all, the profits that could be made, but then also calling Rakim a prophet. Half of my profits may go to Rakim, who is the origin, the person that you would give these type of residuals to, because of the respect that he holds for him and how he studied him along the ways. How many Judases done let me down? Who made a song called "Let Me Down"? And it's crazy because it plays off of this one too. This "Hip Hop Died Again." Nas had an album that talked about hip hop is dead. And then you come back here with "How many Judases done let me down?" J. Cole had a song called "Nas, I Let Nas Down." How many Judases done let me down? Maybe we're stretching. Maybe it's a stretch. But F it, the West Mind, we right now. Therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me I don't give a fuck. So here's where we get to the interesting part. Here's where we get back to the other part. This scheme right here is so beautiful. It is advanced alliteration on full display. The two-time Gemini. I want you to focus on all of the words that you see that carry off the letters GEN or even just GE. It sounds so pleasing to the ears, but there's a reason for this. The two-time Gemini with the genocide. I'm generous, however you want it. I'll be the gentle kind. Gentlemen and gangsters connect. The agenda of mine. Move niggas up out of here. This shit get gentrified. Heavy jeans like Genovese. I drop your Pentagon and show up at your gender reveal and tell them give me mine. I son niggas. I am the general. Where my gin and juice? There was a Drake line where he said, "War general. What you trying to be, juice? We know that you like to put juice in your gin and your juice. We know that you bishop from juice." Remember that sassy ass shit? Well, we got an answer for that one. Yeah, I son niggas. I am the general. Where my gin and juice? How you asking? Well, where is the gin and juice? Since you want to bring attention to it. Every song in the book of Genesis. Let the sonics boom. Niggas want the tea on me. Where here's the ginger root. Niggas want the tea on me, but here's the ginger root. Even though it's not GEN, it still gives you that same type of pronunciation. I generate residuals. Bitch, get off my genitals. They said I couldn't reach Gen Z. You effing dickheads. You must be full of that ginseng. Here comes the jinx. Yeah, ain't genetics. Been synthetic. Screaming they genius. Oh, Kanye. Because who else is out here screaming that they genius? And then also I saw somebody on Twitter allude to the Netflix documentary that he has about his early days in Chicago, and it's called Genius. And the way that he pronounced that in the verse sounded oddly familiar. Ain't genetics, been synthetic, screaming a genius, a finger wave, they all fall. Niggas is Jenga. Oh, man. God gave me light, a good year full of, and then it cuts off. I understand why somebody like this, who popped up in my mentions, would think to themselves, well, it's the same thing that you were highlighting in this video, Curtis. For memory, peep this out if you forgot.
But we not gonna say he rap better than Drake.
Don't blame me. You a dog and you know it. You just play sweet. Your baby mama Cashman's always screaming, save me. You did it dirty all your life. You tryna make peace.
This the superior lyrical display they was talking about? Ain't no way. He rhymed YG with Chuck T and CB. Ain't me, fake T, can't read, AP, main squeeze, say please, slaves freed, make believe, money trees, really mean, in between, mixed queen, self-esteem, Whitney need, late teens, say cheese, blame me, play sweet, save me, make peace. I'll tell you exactly what he did. As a rapper, I can tell you what he did. Yo Goat sat in front of a notepad and said, how many things can I think of that rap rhyme with Dave Free? And it's been pissing him off ever since this video dropped back in May.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
This individual held on to this, and I repeat, said, hey, yo, the new Kendrick joint drop. Jenny, Gin rhyme scheme. Come outside, boy. What you gotta say now? You're stupid. That's the first thing I gotta say. Second thing, I don't think you understand the difference between what's happening here, which is a love affair with words that rhyme with T-I-O-N at the end of them. It's in rhymes is what you got going on here. Here, in this verse that you just got from Kendrick, we're gonna break that down. I might have somebody who sounds like an English teacher themselves who's gonna break it down even further. But I told this person, I said, hey, let us enjoy our time out here. I didn't say nothing about the light-skinned nigga. What Kendrick did in Chains and Whips by carrying the first three letters of gin in each word for an entire verse was a master class in alliteration. What Drake did was a kindergarten class in rhymes. One that you write with a big ass crayon. I said it, yup. I said it.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Don't blame me. Day free. Stanky. 73. I don't think people who've never wrote a verse will ever fully understand. When you set the bar so low, where you're rhyming words that just feel good. And mind you, this was in the context of a battle, okay? When you're rhyming words and it feels that good, especially when you're drunk, you don't care about none of this shit I'm about to break down. It just feels good to you. In the context of a battle where you're trying to show that you're lyrically superior to your competition and you got more styles in them in whatever way that you want to show that, this is very childish. Big crayon childish. For a further breakdown, because this goes even beyond alliteration, what we get in that gin situation. That gin scheme is, it is more challenging because when you look at this, just look at this visually. Most rappers spend their time figuring out how to rhyme the end of their lines with the next shit, right? Vibe with, kumbaya shit, God sent cosmics, eyelids, sirens. They spend all their time just with that. Kendrick is so advanced at this that he's playing 2 games, 3, damn near 4 games at the same time. What do I mean? Let's not forget, the rhyming words on the side are switching up, right? The end rhymes are switching, but also he decides halfway through the verse, let me make this a part 2 to Nostalgia, the first collaboration he had with Pusha T. He starts off the 2-time Gemini with the genocide. I'm generous. However you want it. I'll be the gentle kind. Generous don't rhyme with nothing, but that G-E-N is an advanced alliteration that we're going to talk about that is just absolutely fucking bonkers. Heavy genes like Genovese. You know who's used to doing things like this and you've seen it more commonly from? Eminem. Eminem, that's what made it so mind-blowing to listen to. Kendrick just showing you in a feature. Yeah, I have that in my weapons as well. He said, and show up at your gender reveal and tell them, give me mine. So these are two different levels. You got the advanced alliteration on one side. You got the end rhymes that are happening there. And then also, too, you're listening to him making a statement about Gen Z. So there's a broader way to look at this when you zoom out. Now you're looking at that from that standpoint. Not to mention, he's still, the fourth one, not to mention he's still dropping lines like, that are sounds like responses to Hard Part 6 when he said, what was it at? I son niggas, I am the general, where my gin and juice? Don't know when it's recorded, but it sounds like that. Even when he says, how many Judases done let me down? Do you understand? Here's a kicker too. Do you understand how much thinking goes into a verse like this? Here's the kicker. You saw this in an interview that I had with Punch. Do you recognize doing this on paper would be a challenge, but at least you have the advantage of seeing visually where these rhymes are falling, where this advanced alliteration is happening? No, he doesn't write down his lyrics. Kendrick does this from his brain. He constructs it and records it all while stacking these lines in his brain. Do with that what you may, but I'm telling you right now, from somebody who's been doing this for 20 years, that is a level of complexity that makes idiots feel smart. They be like, he ain't really doing shit. It ain't that tight. You write a verse like that. Shout out to Hershey's Chocolate. Hershey's Chocolate put this amazing tweet up that really broke down some things that I wasn't even thinking about. I am not an English major. I just happened to look some shit up along my journey so I can learn how to become better at what I'm doing. The levels of complexity that is going on here is insanity. And it's so casual that it leads idiots to believing it's simple. This is why, she says, this is why we can't have lyrical conversations with these people. They don't understand English. Therefore, they don't have the comprehension skills. Let me give y'all an English lesson. This is what we call advanced lyricism. Kendrick is using polysemy and morphological wordplay, root word repetition, what you should know as consonants, assonance, and alliteration. He stacked multi-meanings and uses of a single root sound, gen, G-E-N-G-I-N, morphing it into genocide, generous, gentle, gentleman, agenda, gentrified, gene, Geneva, gender, general, genesis, ginger, generate, and gen. This is called paranomasia? Paranomasia? I ain't never seen that word before in my life. Boy,
I don't know how to hog that people.
I the whole time. Jesus. Which is basically a pun play on similar words in an anaphora and a diplosis and a diplosis. The hell does that mean? A subtle internal repetition of a phrase or root. Kendrick is not just rhyming. He's doing semantic stacking and phonetic transformations of one root. It's not just a rhyme. It's conceptual recursion. You lost them already, Hershey's Chocolate. Back when you said alliteration, when you first started this conversation off and you said comprehension, they was like, oh, I'm clocked out. And I get it. It's like when people start talking about car parts, like you start talking to the car repairman, to the repairman, he'd be like, well, this catalytic converter and the cheap ass gas. What's going to cost? You start blacking out. You be like, how much is it going to cost? All right, I'll do it today. The problem is the catalytic converter, the spark plug. This is what's going on here. These people too stupid. The style is way harder. She says at the end, I'm sorry, I missed this part. It's not just a rhyme. It's conceptual recursion. His bars are almost like a linguistic puzzle. It's poetic, dense, and layered with double, triple entendres. What she said. This style is way harder to execute than simplistic rhyming of queen, cream, self-esteem, and day free head ass.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Don't let your hate. How you looking stupid out here? I mean, just the whole, I mean, not just any kind of stupid. You know, I don't like calling, yeah, I do. I like calling people stupid sometimes, especially when they be stupid. Not just any kind of stupid. That's stupid right there. That right there. There you go. There you go. Grown as hell.
Somebody gonna have
Grown
to
as
tell
hell
the
on
truth, and I'm
Twitter.
gonna tell it.
just fisting that iPhone. Hey, yo, just fisting that damn crayon and got dirt underneath your fingernails talking shit. That's what you look like. It is genius happening right now. Go sat down. Go sat down. Go sat down. That verse is phenomenal. That verse is phenomenal. I'm trying to figure if I said anything else in here that was worth us having a conversation. That verse is phenomenal. Oh, my goodness. Something else I think that is worth mentioning is that we're starting to get more and more details about why this verse was so problematic. Now, we just broke it down and we said how amazing the writing is, but I, like many other people, had questions about, like, well, why did Def Jam have such an issue with it? Yeah, there's lines that you can stretch. Like, at this point, we stretching every damn line to be something about the other guy. Right? So you kind of blame that on media. You blame that on the listeners. What was it that really did it? At this portion of this interview and this podcast that they did recently, the Clipse did, they go into more details. Peep this out.
We show up with the Kendrick verse, and everything's halted. It's halted. It's said that it will not be put out. They just didn't want to put it out. They would not speak via email.
They don't want anything in writing.
Yeah, the label would not send emails.
Nothing in writing.
Nothing in writing to my management. They would call my management, 10 times in a row, trying to get all of this, trying to, just plead their case. Mm-hmm. Now, there was nothing even to be, they didn't like the optics, in my opinion, they didn't like the optics.
Of two Drake foes teaming up.
Right.
Yeah. Did there a line they pinpointed
to
censor?
They pinpointed a line where the phrase trump card was used.
You trying to tell me that Def Jam missed out on an opportunity where they were sure to bank out with the proper marketing, and they're getting the proper marketing right now, the proper rollout, the amazing product that they've already produced. You trying to tell me that they said, nah, it's that trump card line. That's the one that got us. We can't do it. Which is why Pusha T calls cap on that and then says on top of that he believes it's really about the optics about it, especially as they're currently in court right now. You know why. That's interesting, though. That's interesting. Rakim actually highlighted the line that was about him in his verse. And shout out to him, man. He said Rakim reacts to Kendrick Lamar verse on Clipse, Chains and Whips via IG. And he said, this is dope. And the line once again is, let's be clear, hip hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim. Shout out to the legend one time.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
DIYers. This has been a phenomenal rollout by the Clipse. You know what? One more point on here I want to make that I think is really interesting, especially because as the internet gets more involved, and I have nobody to blame except for myself for that, for the dodo that jumped into my comments. I got nobody in here to blame but myself, because once you give a little bit of information, once you solve one problem, you create another problem and you create more questions. So what I'm doing by giving this kind of information is empowering people to walk around like experts, even though they've never done the damn thing. But what needs to be said, especially in this era where everybody want to try to call everybody an industry plant, right? They love attaching that to artists like Doge. They love attaching that to artists who have marketing teams and labels that are doing their fucking job. Think about that.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Why are they everywhere? Why? Everywhere I see, they're on the billboard. They're on the podcast. How they get that interview? Because somebody at their label is doing their job. Y'all know too much. You know so much, you're getting stupider. Idiocracy is no longer a comedy. It's becoming a documentary ahead of its time. I said if the Clipse were a new group with this type of album rollout, the internet would call them industry plants. Just think about that. If the Clipse was a new group, they call them industry plants right now. But you can't. First of all, the Clipse have been around, but after 15 years of a hiatus, the Clipse are still putting in work. I saw a video, shout out to Brian Z, where they're signing their vinyls and they're making sure that that gets taken care of. They're operating this as if they're an independent group with a major label budget, with a partnership with a Rock Nation. They're still moving this like they're a new group. Because to a lot of people, they are a new group because they missed the first few waves that they had before their time. The marketing team is executing. I just saw before I got on here, they're going to be on the Colors platform doing the live performances of their songs. They're putting in the work. I heard Brian Z says, nowadays you can't even get an artist to accept a collab post on Instagram. Nah, that's going to mess with the mystery of what I'm doing. It's going to mess with the aesthetics. The Clipse are going above and beyond, and it's working. The interviews are strategic. People want to keep saying things along the lines of, oh man, the Clipse, man, why they got to use other people's names why they got to do all of this? Why can't they just let the music speak for itself? That's why some of y'all could never be ahead of anybody's marketing. What you don't understand is that it's the same thing that happens when you get emails in your promotion tab. This person asked the question, then why the F are they talking about another person for the rollout? Do they need to diss to rise, just like Kendrick, who could make it higher by hating? Boy, oh boy, loud and stupid. Marketing is how a brand stays relevant by grabbing attention, answering questions, creating desire, and turning that into sales. Pusha T told newsworthy stories. And imagine he said, no, I'm not going to do that. Because DRJ said that that'd be cloud chasing.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I'm an honorable man. I'm not going to do any kind of marketing for this project. I'm going to let the music just speak for itself. I'm going to let the haters say what they want, control the narrative, and just hope that everything works out. You sound stupid. You got newsworthy stories. You better tell them. Your PR is looking for them so that they can send them to all of these blog sites, all of these websites, and put it on front page. Dodos. Pusha T told newsworthy stories that are relevant to the music product that Clipse are selling. This is like asking, what Pizza Hut keep emailing me every day? I know they exist. I already ordered from there. Dummy, they are emailing you every day to remind you why you need to invest into their product over the other competition. That is their job. It is their job. And the conversations that the Clipse are having from this Kendrick verse and other things, they're all relevant to the products that they're selling, the merchandise, the vinyl, the cassette tape, the digital downloads, the shows that they'll be doing, the touring that they'll be doing. It's all relevant to the product, the stories they're telling within the music. What did you mean that you was crying? Who was crying in Calabasas? Well, let's talk about it. That's what podcasts are for. What do you want them to do? Say those lines and ignore the opportunity to expand upon them? Especially if a Pusha T is telling you that he's been censored damn near since 2018. Your internet criteria, your internet checklist has nothing to do with these human beings who are doing a damn good job in that room concocting a plan that doesn't involve any hobnobbing. Creating a plan and a strategic marketing plan to make sure that their music is heard by the most amount of people, even people who don't like them. And guess what? It's working. DIYers, June 11th could not come here soon enough. I am excited about what we're going to find on this album. Even beyond the Kendrick verse, there's so much more that I know that's about to happen. DIYers, those are my thoughts. Hobnobbers, I don't want to hear your thoughts. Leave it down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Does this get you more excited, or does it feel like a letdown? Does it feel like you're seeing too much of the trailer in the movie? You let me know down below in the comments, DIYers. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.